All right, very good. The Redevelopment Agency meeting of November 19th, 2008 is called to order. The meeting has been properly noticed and posted in compliance with the meeting law, with the open meeting law, and these proceedings are being presented live on KCLV Cable Channel 2 and are closed captioned for our hearing impaired viewers. The Redevelopment Agency meeting, as well as all other KCLV programming, can be viewed on the city's website at www.kclv.tv. And the proceedings will be rebroadcast on KCLV Channel 2 and the web the Wednesday of the meeting at 8 p.m. and also on Friday at 4 a.m., Saturday at 7 p.m., Sunday at 7 a.m., and the following Monday at 1 p.m. As you know, this building is protected by a state-of-the-art fire detection and suppression sprinkler system, so should alarms activate, please exit and wait until our marshals say it's safe to re-enter the building. We have no reason to think that that would take place, but that's an announcement that I'm asked to make in an abundance of caution. All right, we'll go to item number 3, which is approval of the final minutes by reference of the regular Redevelopment Agency meeting of October 1, 2008 and October 15, 2008.
Yes, Your Honor. No addition or deletion. I make a motion for approval of those minutes, please.
Okay, let's vote on that, please. Opposed?
He wasn't here.
Motion carries. Okay, item number 4. This item is going to be trailed to be heard at 1 p.m. prior to the afternoon session of the City Council meeting. Did you want to say anything, Mr. Vincent, at this time? All right, so we'll now go to citizens' participation. And I'll advise the...
Is it when does the public speak?
Excuse me, Ben?
When will the public have a chance to speak?
Right now.
Okay.
Citizens' participation is public comment during this portion of the agenda must be limited to matters within the jurisdiction of the Redevelopment Agency. No subject may be acted upon by the Redevelopment Agency unless that subject is on the agenda and is scheduled for action. If you'd like to be heard, step up, give us your name, and we'll put the 3-minute timer on. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Catherine Duncan. I'm president and representing the Ward 5 Chamber of Commerce. Good morning, Councilman Barlow. I have just one question to ask this morning, and then I'd like to make a comment. I'd like to know, how does an entity become part of the transportation system for First Friday? Because I would like to tell you about an extraordinary cultural art exhibit that's going to be held at the UNLV. It's going to be open to the public February the 6th, 2009 from 5 to 8 p.m. It's going to be on their campus. It's going to be an internationally acclaimed event. It's going to be here for 2 weeks, the first Friday in February. So I'd like to know how we can help arrange transportation to that event.
The person that you'd like to call is Cindy Funkhauser. She can be reached at the Funk House, and she is the chief executive officer of Whirligig, which is the producer of First Friday, and she'd be able to give you that information.
Wonderful. Thank you. And then I'd like to just find out some information about the status of the Bank of America building on Martin Luther King, and I would like to strongly suggest this body consider taking that building, which we understand the city is taking it back through eminent domain, and consider establishing a visitors information center uptown Las Vegas. And I'd like to know who I could work with to make that happen.
Well, if you email the councilman, that'd be Councilman Barlow, he could put it to the appropriate person's hand.
Right. Actually, Mayor, I responded to your email, Ms. Duncan, and shared with you that I'll be setting up a meeting with the appropriate departments to discuss that. So I look forward to doing that.
Well, wonderful. Then we can look forward to having a visitors information center uptown one day soon. Thank you very much.
Well, I'm not sure that's what the councilman said, but I appreciate your optimism.
That's exactly what I did not say.
Okay, would anyone else like to be heard at this time? All right, seeing none, the Redevelopment Agency is in recess until 1 p.m. to hear RA-18-2008, and the morning session of the City Council meeting will begin at 9 o'clock this morning. Thank you. David?
Yes, sir.
I think we should wait for Councilwoman and Councilman. We finished late in the morning agenda, and then we went into a closed session. We worked the entire hour in the closed session, and we just concluded with 5 minutes to spare. And I said that we try to start at 2:45, so try to keep my word. I'll call item number 4, which is RA 18-2008, discussion and possible action regarding a resolution authorizing the issuance of City of Las Vegas Redevelopment Agency tax increment revenue bonds
and the execution and delivery of documents relating thereto in an amount not to exceed $195 million, which will be issued in 3 series, with the first issue being the 2008A bond for $105 million, which will be used to finance certain capital improvement projects in connection with the redevelopment projects. Mr. Vincent.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mark Vincent, Director of Finance and Business Services. I am very sad to report to you that we were not able to sell the bonds this morning. There was a little bit of surprise. Just to give you a little background, there was some discussion with our underwriter and some of the major institutional investors last week. They were asking some pretty good questions. These are investors that we actually have had conference calls with on the phone in the past, and they were optimistic. But when it came right down to it, when push came to shove, they did not buy. And
There were no buyers for it, is that it?
We sold $12 million.
That's it?
That's it. And the feedback was, and this will make you angry, it made me angry, because we're back to where we were 15 years ago, but there is they called it newspaper risk. There is an attitude that they pick up a paper and they see Las Vegas is leading the nation in foreclosures, and that the gaming revenues are down, and tourism is down, and the projects on the Strip have been delayed. And so they are not looking at the underlying fundamentals of the credit, and they're reacting emotionally. So that's the horrible news. We still have two plans afoot. One is that we're going to continue to pursue that an investor group, and we're going to bring them to Las Vegas, and we are going to try to make a presentation to them. We may even use some of our partners in redevelopment to help us with that presentation. We think if we can get them back down to the fundamentals of the credit, that they will come to their senses. It's irrational, but it is the way it is. And we're also pursuing another avenue to leverage the redevelopment tax increment, possibly through a geo-revenue type. And the problem with that, just to be upfront with you, is it will delay. That approach would delay Performing Arts Center, which is something that we don't want to do. So we've got those two tracks going, but that's just the news. We did have some folks that were interested, but they were interested at rates, tax-exempt rates for A credit, and the 8-9% range, and we just can't afford to do that. So we're sad, but we're not giving up, and we're going to continue to pursue it. And maybe, like I said, we'll use some of our redevelopment partners to help us with presentations to some of the investment group.
All right. Well, we never killed the messenger.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
No, and Mr. Mayor, I think this shows a very, very severe seriousness of what we're in right now. I don't know if we've had it so good so long, we just begin to feel we can keep on, and we can't.
No, we can't. All right, may I have the motion, please?
What, Mark, would be your recommendation on this? Table it, or?
That's a good question. Did we table it last time? I think we struck it and re-agenda it, because I don't think it's going to come back in 2 weeks. It may be the second meeting.
My motion, then, Your Honor, would be to strike this item.
All right, let's vote, please.
And right before we go to the vote,
Yes.
Mayor, I just have a question for Mr. Vincent. So in essence, we sold $12 million.
We got 12. I misspoke. We got orders for $12 million. We did not sell the $12 million.
Well, so explain that to me so I can understand.
It's a bidding process, Councilman. We use an electronic bidding process where the deal is structured and priced by our underwriters, made available to all investors, and they have a window of time to bid on the various series of bonds. And of the $110 million, we only had offers for 12, which was not enough to do any of the projects that we had listed.
Correct.
Certainly, in some cases, we could argue that the rates were still a little high, so it just wasn't practical to sell 12 million, so we did not sell.
Right. So in essence, we're back to where we started.
We're back to where we were. You have authorized us to sell those bonds. We still have a good period of time. I think it's an 18-month window to sell those. When you first authorized us, we're going to continue to try to sell those. What's pushing us right now is the timelines of these other projects, principally the Performing Arts Center that's going to be looking for some of those bond proceeds. So we're trying to find a way to accelerate that. We could potentially break the series up into smaller series as well. But we're we're still exploring options.
So in essence, we pushed the 12 million back.
Yes, pushed it all back.
Okay, great. Thank you.
1 minute, okay, Mr. Reyes? 1 minute timer, please.
Yes, Al Gallo, citizen of Las Vegas. The problem is the city of Las Vegas. I bought some property just not too long ago in Sloan. You know where Sloan is? You know what my address is in Sloan? Las Vegas. And then I started doing some research. All the casinos and everything is in Las Vegas. Be careful where you put Las Vegas in. If we didn't have Las Vegas in the casinos at the MGM and Sloan, then maybe it could help a little situation that we're running into now. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. All right, may I have a motion, please?
Yes, Your Honor, make a motion to strike this item, please.
All right, let's vote on that, please. Post? Motion carries. Thank you. Okay, we need to